Hey fellas, how you doing? It's Johnny. I wanted to talk to you guys today. I wanted to have a chat with you and help you out and talk about something that's relevant. I said this year that I would be doing videos in more of an unconventional way. I don't think my previous videos on my YouTube channel were that. Sorry there, my balls itch. There wasn't that scripted, but I just decided this year that I wanted to improve the way I do my videos, not the infield stuff, I think that's fine, but the talking ones. And I just wanted to have a chat with you guys and help you out and just spend some time with you and hang out the same way I would if I'm teaching a student on my 6 weeks program, or if I'm mentoring someone over Skype, or having a consultation with someone. So this is how I do things. It's not very conventional, but it's going to help you out. So I wanted to talk about a topic today that I found really fascinating. I did a seminar talk yesterday. It's something that I've been working on in my own life, and it's the most common question I get from students. It's the most common sticking point men have and women have it, and that's fear. So I wanted to talk about the fear of fear, because what I learned along my journey was, after 11 years of working on myself and meeting women and also being a teacher, and when I first started out being afraid to be a teacher, because that was something that I had to overcome. There was a lot of things in my mind that I was battling with, and I overcome that, getting better with women teaching. And I'm still afraid now. Nothing's changed in that sense, but what has changed for me, and what I want to share with you guys and encourage you guys to do to improve your life and your life's happiness and your congruency, your love, and all the things I talk about, is to actually change the relationship you have with fear. Get better at managing fear. I know for myself there was a huge frustration when I was verging at 21, and I wasn't happy with my life, and I wasn't doing the job I wanted to do, and I wasn't happy with the person I was, and I had a lot of insecurities, and I felt frustrated, and I had problems trusting people. I had problems with intimacy, with sexual intimacy, with social intimacy, because I didn't like the feelings of fear, and I was afraid of feeling the feelings of fear. But obviously, when I was younger, and back then at that time, I didn't understand about this. No one was speaking about this stuff. So when I was going online, there was so many fantastic speakers and teachers, but I'm just sorry to say it, but I just found they weren't honest enough. They weren't admitting that they'd had fear, or they weren't really going into it. They were just talking about how confident they were, how amazing their courses was, the amazing things they did for their clients. But it just made me feel small. It made me feel that I couldn't relate to them. It made me feel more insecure. It made me feel more afraid. So when I actually went out and started to inquire, and I first started in the area that most men start, which was with women, I was desperate to get laid, guys. I had to get laid. I was a virgin at 21. I'd been in lots of violent situations. I was bullied at school. I had so much guilt and shame I was carrying over the years. I had so much internal dialogue that was always beating me up and saying bad things about me. And I really struggled with self-worth issues and happiness, and it affected all my relationships, and it made me very frightened. So fear is an interesting thing. It's very interesting because fear itself is something that we all have. We're human beings. That's part of the human emotions, the human condition. But what I found, there's a difference between the successful people and the unsuccessful, is the way they manage fear. So most unsuccessful people, and I don't really like that word, to be honest, because I don't believe that anyone is unsuccessful, but let's just use the word, the way we term this in our language in society. Someone who's a successful businessman makes money, and someone who's maybe unemployed, who doesn't have a job, doesn't have a girlfriend, you may deem that as unsuccessful. I've been in that place. It's because the successful person has managed his fear and went and achieved his dreams. But you can, believe you me, successful people are afraid. I'm one of them. I'm now successful in what I do. I teach men how to attract women. It's my full-time job. I'm successful spiritually, which is the most important success you can ever achieve in your life, which this is what I believe. You don't have to agree with me. I know you guys are probably on point with me, where you feel aligned. Alignment is where you know who you are, you're your authentic self, or you're your true self, you're happy with who you are. Doesn't mean you're perfect or you never make mistakes, but you're consistently happy with who you are. And your life shows that. Your life is a projection of that. Because I've got better at managing my fear. And I want to share something exciting with you guys. I don't want you to feel doom and gloom and be frightened away from my teaching. I want to invite you in and say there's nothing to worry about. You start to enjoy the feelings of fear when you know that you're going to get a good reward. So I'm going to give you an example on a practical level, a psychological level. Sometimes when I go to new meetings, if I've got to do interviews or I've got to meet other dating coaches or other people want to interview me, journalists, I can experience fear because I've still got, I come from a place of having a lot of social anxiety and shyness. I've overcome it. But those feelings can come up for me and I'm meeting new people. I'm established in my industry, they're established. There's a natural, healthy fear there. But I've learned to manage that fear, do it anyway, and then the fear dissolves. I always end up really connecting with people. So I'm not trying to teach you to be free of fear. I can't do that. I wish I could. I'm teaching you to get better at managing fear. And then for most part of your life, you're not afraid. Like even doing a video like this years ago, this would have been difficult for me. This is easy now. I've got no fear whatsoever doing this. I love to do it. I'm very comfortable because I've been doing it a long time. So, of course, within overcoming our fears, we have to practice fear. And that's usually what people don't want to do. Let's be honest, guys. Let's tell the truth. If you're struggling to get laid right now with women, if you're struggling to do a job you want to do, if you're struggling in your personal relationships, it's because you're not taking practical action. You're probably going online, you're going on Google, and you're searching up how can I overcome this problem. Then a blog's coming up, you're reading the blog, you're getting inspired, but all that inspiration you're getting, it's going to no use, and then you're going to create more fear. So if we want to get better at managing fear, we've got to deal with it as quick as we can when it comes up. Now that isn't always easy, because there's times in my life as well where things come up and I can't deal with them, it's too scary, I'll come back to it later. But usually, most times, once you get in the habit of managing fear and you see the results you get, which is sleeping with a very attractive woman, having abundance in your dating life, or just doing something small that you're afraid of, maybe just going down to the gym and joining the gym. These are all the areas that I teach in my 6 weeks program or my boot camps. This is all what my teaching is about, helping people to manage their social fear. And then that affects every area. Your social fear is your psychological fear. Your psychological fear is your spirit. So that's what the alignment is about. That's a spiritual aspect. And I'll be honest with you guys, it's fucking easy. It's actually very, very simple, but we make it hard. I make it easy. But I don't know, we make it hard. So I'm saying, if you want to be successful in your dating life, if you want to be successful spiritually, if you just want to do very simple things, or if you want to do massive things, if you want to grow your business more, if you want to expand your business, you have to confront fear and change the meaning of fear and get a better relationship. And I can't tell you the life-changing results I've seen my students get week in, week out. I mean, like, I'm not just talking getting a phone number, although they get numbers, or just getting on a date. That's magical. I'm talking the person's changed. They're a changed person. They're more confident. They're more fulfilled. They're more charismatic. They're more honest. So that's another part of my teaching, and that's what my teaching is about. It's about honesty. No bullshit, guys. No fucking around. I'm sorry, my French. I haven't got time to fuck around. Life's too short. I spent many years with anxiety and depression, guilt and shame. So what you're doing takes a lot of courage. So just the act of what you're doing will build massive self-esteem. And that's what as far as I'm concerned, that is success. Just facing your fears without getting the results straight away is massive success. Because I've said it before, you can shag all the women you want, you can make all the money, but if you've got no integrity, if you've got no self-esteem, no self-love, you're going to be unhappy, because I've tried that as well. So this is a spiritual balance that you guys can attain through practice. It takes time. Like the smaller results, the things that I can teach you in 2 hours on a 2-hour coaching session, how to get phone numbers for an attractive girl, how to get on a date, how to speak to women on the street, that can be done in 2 hours. But making life-changing results, I do that with my clients in 6 weeks. And to make even more life-changing results, obviously that could take about a year, and that's worth it. And that's a year of you continuing off my teaching, or if you choose to go out and do this on your own, which is definitely going to be harder, but you can definitely achieve it. But I think it's better, I think it's personally better to invest in a mentor like myself, because that investment, you'll see that return in your life being happier, more successful, having beautiful women around you. And I've always said it before, when you invest in a good mentor and you invest in money and time, you get the money back. That's why I've got a very, very good mentor. I invest my money and my time in a good mentor. I've got a great relationship with him because that enables me to then build more self-esteem. Like Brian Tracy said, the key to success is building healthy self-esteem. Now, I'm not just quoting this from Brian Tracy because it sounds good or that it sounds good. I'm quoting it because I'm living this, breathing it and teaching it. I'm seeing the fruits of it in my own life, and I'm seeing the fruits in my students' life. So this is what I learned from fear. Fear is not our friend, it's our enemy. It's only our enemy when we get afraid and we run away from it and we start creating all types of stories. So if you want less fear in your life, you've got to face it. And that's really what I wanted to share with you guys. And it's so beneficial. It's such a simple takeaway, right? Just to make it simplifies the video. If you're afraid in your life, accept that everyone's afraid, but you don't want to stay in fear, because then you'll get depression, you'll get anxiety. Nothing will change, you guys. Your life ain't going to change, I promise you. If you go into the fear, and that means stepping out the flat, investing in a mentor, doing a course, applying what you've read at least, and speaking to people, going for that job interview, confronting the person in your life that you need to speak to. It could be a family relationship that you want to improve, something that's been bothering you. Speak your mind, be honest, and watch your reality change and bend as you start practicing this principle. It's amazing. That's what I wanted to share with you guys today. So put those things into practice, guys. I really appreciate your support. It'd be a real pleasure if you could like and subscribe my video, share it out. I'd like to get this video out to as many people. I really want to grow this YouTube channel this year and get this out and help as many men and women, or whoever is interested in getting my help. And if you guys want to get my help and you want to get in touch and take a program, go to www.johnnyberba.com. I'd love to work with you and change your life. All right, I'll see you soon. Pleasure.